You find him hard time for catching fish. Tune in Kamlo SIBC every second Sunday Blo month, 6:45 p.m. for Solwata Blo Iumi. Herem come stories from Solwata warriors where waka for improving fishing grounds Blo Iumi and miti mogota needs Blo Iumi lo sea.
Hello and welcome, come back lo nara program Solwata Blo Iumi. Lo this fala program imi by visiting Munda lo Western Province, and this fala kota interviews ya mi fala bin tekem lo Munda lo fala recent trip belong mi lo Munda. Now also you sabe this program Solwata Blo Iumi hem about him some other ways where imi people lo Solomon sabe work together for improving na other fishing grounds Blo Iumi. Why na this one imi need him because lo Solomon Islands this time okata fishing grounds Blo Iumi also mota reefs Blo Iumi hem start for garem problem with him fish here. This one because imi garem staka people this time, and staka people garem other different ways for catching fish na this time. So how other communities is sit down or work together for try for solving this whole problem now Solwata Blo Iumi program hemi by discussing and staka time mi fala kavam. Also mi heard no last program mi fala story with him Gizo. People of Gizo, and also mi fala go story with him with people of Malaita before that one, and this time around hemi lo Munda naya. For sit down with him in program mi Dorothy Wickham. Lo this whole program by imi first story now with him Brian Daga, we have one fella dive lo this fella group what call him Dive Munda, where okata been taken savala project and okata try for encouraging more the young people for okata savvy about him other reef plotter and coral blockata, because I'd say that for you understand him other things here too, but you understand him how fish hemi grow and when I hemi by save sidan good. Brian Daga him story come about him project blockata.
Yes, project here mi fala doing mo ta reef service mi fala just check him up okata reefs and how now stem slow reef here what grow okata die okata oseme, and then mi fala take mo ta use with mi fala too for save okata look save lo wakai osem mo for monitoring how for look save lo ta corals osem. Yeah.
Now you think that a lot of young people blame him today, understand him too, that health blow reef him affect him health and stock the fish too or no more?
Yes, yeah. The thing that one hemi I got understand him that one because suppose the reef hemi healthy, fish hemi up too. Also suppose the reef hemi not healthy, hemi reef fish hemi down too. Also so what kind of understand him now that fella thing.
As a dive instructor, you've been doing this waka for many years now. Luluk Blo you fish stock Blo you follow here around the Munda have still good yet?
Yes, that's very interesting because since me dive here for a long time now, me been diving for 20 over years with them Munda, and me notice him a little bit him slightly drop compared to 90s time if I dive here. Fish population hemi grow, hemi stuck, but now hemi decreasing a little bit. With the thing in terms of population or overfishing a little bit or something else, but I'm interesting that fish me down a little bit at this stage.
You understand what not causing this one?
Two things I think population big, and also the spear fishing that one need him a little bit cause him that one too, and then so now slowly the reefs are now protected. And then these all are things that happen up lo shark point and top shelf where him protected. Me fella been dive lo there for last 2 months ago. Fish semi come up now. Hemi grow back now this time. So I'm very me fella happy 2 months for looking that fish semi come back up now. That's fish population. Awesome.
Me understand him that this time what put him sa fella ranges lo island lo on top you explain him a little bit that.
Yes. Now rangers semi stop lo island this time, and then okata monitor him now okata reef here, and okata keep him fishing people go fishing okata been chase out long that wala areas so protected areas. So that one is very very important thing that okata rangers lo there now. So that's why I looking changes happen now this time that fish come back up now. Awesome.
Na also mi herem lo Brian Daga problem him identified finish lo what na him problem and some fala solutions where okata lo Munda come up with him for try for solving this problem now and work together lo way where okata save lo side lo community blo kata is for okata form some fala groups where start for waka for help for reviving back more fish catch or for educating people for okata save about the management lo how imi use him okata reef Blo Iumi. Alec Hughes, who is my boss belong Wildlife Conservation Society, where the base lo Munda. Hemi catch up with him and me tell a story, and him explain him project blockata long Munda and Waka Blo kata.
Like 3 years ago, 2019, when we started this discussion about setting up postal there. Initially, it was a time when people were saying, okay, you're going to close the reef, so how big will game come in bag rice? Because we've had to go fishing, like, you're going to compensate us with that. And so it was trying to break through that, and then say, look, this is not about stopping you and like to penalize you, but it's actually to help in terms of food security down the line, that we have to put in place some management measures today, unlike before when the population was big too much, there weren't so many people around fishing and not so many boats and solar pouch freezers and kind of stuff. So overall the fishing pressure was not as big or as great as it is now, so just getting them to understand that. But the good thing is that it's you've got a few individuals in the community that can tell you like it true. Like now fishing this time I have no same before. In the past we used to be able to, especially the older ones, we used to be able to catch bigger fish just off the Munda bar area here. It wouldn't take long for us to get the quota that we were after and then come back and whereas now it's quite common to hear that it's not the case anymore, and those fishermen who were mainly focused on reef fisheries, they've now switched to like offshore deep water snapper fishing. It's that's an interesting one, especially for around this the Munda area, because in the last 5 years, I would say, definitely last 5 to 10 years, there's been an increase in more and more people like targeting the deep sea snapper stocks here, and no one has done any work on the impacts that that's having on these deep sea snapper stocks. It's a lovely fish, to eat. It's really nice. It's very popular, and we've got good fishing grounds here, snapper grounds outside. But in terms of having a management plan or strategy in place to manage that, we still haven't got there yet. And we're still trying to manage inshore reef stocks, so that's still getting going. Again, just focusing on the Munda story here, it's been 3 years in the making, and only last year Namota launched him. So as you can see, it starts from the Nusa Rovena side, goes down towards Dunde, Kekehe, Lodumaho, and then it comes around the top of the Munda barrier reef. We still haven't included the gang from Kindu, but that's in the pipeline. But as you can see, within the management area, Yumi Garden got different zones, management zones, and the communities have identified like these red zones. They want these to be no-take areas, and the reasoning or thinking behind him why for Mekawata no-take zone is largely to do with these sites being very important for fish spawning aggregations. So breeding, fish breeding sites. They are responsible for their sort of like the immediate reefs in front of their communities. So not only just from a fishery point of view, like in terms of food security and managing of food stocks or fish stocks, but it's also an opportunity when you have a management area like this. On this little island here, we've established a ranger post. That's where the rangers, the volunteer rangers are based, and from there they do their patrols around here. But also that ranger post doubles as a bit of an educational hub for school children to come out, and then they get some practical lessons done on the island in terms of like marine conservation and getting in the water, having a look at the marine life, and trialing out how techniques on how to survey the reefs and collect information on the status of the reef health, things like that. So it's very early days, very small, but we're hoping this is something that will continue to gain interest and traction in the local community. And we've been very fortunate to get support from the Member of Parliament, Honourable Vangara Kausima. He's assisted with the construction of the ranger post. He's also provided cash grants in the past to help with covering the operational costs of, you have to pay for fuel, and the rangers need some ration as well, because they're not paid a wage. So we have to somehow incentivize them to get out there as well. Hopefully one day we'll be able to get to a stage where, we can pay them a wage. But what I want to just highlight here is the fact that we, as far as I know, this is the first time that a Member of Parliament has actually supported, prioritized conservation initiatives within his or their constituency, and supporting it with these cash grants and infrastructure support and equipment in terms of like a boat and an outboard motor, which he also provided for. That's what we use as a patrol boat. Has been very, I mean, that's been key in keeping this program going over the past 12 months, past 12.
Hem na you hear Alec Hughes belong WCS lo Munda hem share him story blo kata. Now kata other people where go ahead for doing part blo kata lo this fella waka for help him o kata fish for comeback lo kata reefs lo Munda too. One fella na hemi Solomon Togele who hemi running one fella fish shop lo Munda. Hem story come about him how him too him notes him o kata something and him try hard for do lo sa fella small way blo him seleva for help him this one.
4 years ago, fish him alright, but 2-3 years so me looking this him start for less too, yeah. Size of fish, then how people catch, him know what's him before. Him take what's him catch staka, the same water to catch less kilo. Besides take him size that people be looking then happy live. No small too much. That's 18 inch then go up. You know, take him now 6, 5, 4, 3, no. So we try about help him with fisherman too. That size here not take him, size here we feel like him. Because me look no lot of customer. How customer like interest lot size of fish here. Him no also me follow up.
Okay, what type of fish what na popular to us?
Lo Iumi, I mean lo Munda is leaves no more staka too much. Pazara no too much no pazara.
If you look lo the kind of the different conservation of the Satem reef open waseme, you give him waka too?
Him waka. The mouth opening, him clear too that but a fisherman catch take good too.
My name is John Pina, and I'm the chairman of the Vetumbangara, that's House of Chief in Royan.
This is the House of Chiefs of
Dunde, Vetumbangara, yeah.
Dunde Vetumbangara. Okay. First of all, we looking at the reefs outside Munda. I know that different tribes and different sections own certain reefs and that, but I just want us to look at it generally. Like, how does the House of Chiefs view the sustainable management of its reefs outside here in Munda?
Well, the House of Chiefs has its own program as well, and concerning conservation of our reefs, and that's part of one part of our program. We have established the Marine Conservation Resource Committee, and that committee is working under the House of Chiefs. Our aim is to conserve all the reefs that we have under the jurisdiction of Dunde Vetumbangara, and it's working at the moment. We have closed 2 main spawning areas, that is the Sack Point and Isuna. And there are other spots that we close them, but we allow to, at certain period, they can be open for the people to go in and fish, except those 2 are closed for indefinite period.
The reason that you closed them in the first place was because there was overfishing?
That's one, overfishing, especially the people outside of Dunde. They usually come in and dive those fish. But those are spawning areas for certain kind of fish. I think Alec will explain those kind of, that's a type of fish that are concentrated on those places, those 2 places, Isuna and Sack Point.
Now, since you people have been doing this awareness and the work in trying to work with Alec's group to conserve and to manage the fisheries, do you think our young generation, because usually it's the young generation that has the difficulty because they're the ones who want money, they have to sell, they have to eat. Do they have an understanding of why it's important?
Yes, we did quite a few awareness programs from Ilangana to Dolowai. There was 6 groups, zones. And then we have to explain to them what the requirements and what is the importance of conserving those places. And those people understand. That's why when we said there shouldn't be any quarrel, that's a traditional way of fishing, there was no quarrel. For 3 years we closed that one. And that helps a lot. And we have our rangers who look after the areas that were closed.
As an elder of the community, how do you see this playing out in the next 10 years? Because you see, tourism is coming up, resorts will be built, you've got the international airport being built now.
Yeah.
How do you vision this area in terms of fisheries management?
Fisheries management will really help the people here in the Dunde, especially the Dunde community, in terms of the fish resources, in terms of the diving spots, because there will be good, nice fish to see here, rather than divers will go there and there's nothing to see.
And finally, lo program, imi catch up with him Riley Gasimata, who hemi one for lokota volunteer rangers where waka lokota island where ota Kipim na okota areas where ota Satemia, where imi bin herem lokota stories blo Chief John Pina, Alec Hughes and Osemia. Hemi story about him experience blokota and how what out look him as okota doing work about Osem Ranges lo area ya.
How me look him go, tell you since me first start, him hard a little bit, me fala him deja, yeah. The people who talk loket ako change me fala, you know, I mean, especially people outside, yeah. Or people me fala la community. What that they came, people outside now, him deja a little bit lo me fala. So me fala sa go kulong sa ploketa. So me fala friend no to spear me fala mo din. So you have to stay far away then. Just talk with them okay no.
So anyone like fish go fishing around?
Other fish fishing around. Lo him allow for 100 meter away from that fishing. What the place where him we are close me or say fishing. 100 meter away from there. We are later for to go fishing.
People understanding.
People understanding.
And him number 2 imi ending program. Ose mi herem story blo of people lo Munda. Now this program here, Solwata Blo Iumi, hemi radio program produced by Sea Change in partnership with the Ministry of Fisheries and Marine Resources and locally managed Marine Area Network International, where Hemi LMMA and Pacific Community SPC. And this one Hemi also made possible through the funding of Pacific European Union Marine Partnership Program with him funding from European Union and government of Sweden. And this fella months too by me celebrate him World Fisheries Day. So mi fala by come back with him one special program where him look long fisheries na ya. And so you sabe, this year him also celebrating World Ocean Day, World Environmental Day, but on November number 21, him World Fisheries Day. From me, Dorothy, we come. Goodbye.
You find him hard time for catching fish? Tune in Kamlo SIBC every second Sunday Blo month, 6:45 p.m. for Solwata Blo Iumi. Herem come stories from Solwata warriors where waka for improving fishing grounds Blo Iumi and Miti Mogota needs Blo Iumi lo sea.
Jeremy,